Good morning everyone. Welcome back to another video of my channel Rishika Banerjee. And here this is the very last part of the chapter cell, part 5, and this video is about the cell organelles. We will be talking about the different cell organelles that are present inside the cell, okay? So please cooperate with me, and that is how by giving your comments in the comment section, because otherwise I don't understand. It's just one way. I'm not understanding anything. You understand? So please write whatever you want, any changes or anything as such in the comment section, and please like, share it. Okay. So yeah, let's start. We will be talking about the cell organelles that are present. Okay. So cell organelles. Okay. What are the cell organelles that we will be talking about? We will be talking about cell wall, cell membrane. Okay. Next, mitochondria. Okay. After that, endoplasmic reticulum, endoplasmic reticulum, which is also known as ER, okay, which is of two type. One is smooth endoplasmic reticulum, smooth ER I'm writing, another is rough ER. How we will distinguish which is a smooth ER and which is a rough ER, I will be saying that also. Okay, just know about this. Golgi body, Golgi body, Golgi bodies, lysosome. Is it visible now? Yeah. Lysosomes. So these are the few things we understand. Centrosome, centriole is completely in the next chapter. So here I am not including this, but in the next chapter I will be because the whole chapter is about centrosome, centriole. If you don't understand the basis there only, you will not understand. Okay. So cell wall, we will be talking about cell wall. We will be talking about cell membrane. Mitochondria, we will be talking about what is mitochondria called? It is called the powerhouse of the cell. What is it called? It is called the powerhouse of the cell. Understand? Lysosome is called suicidal bag. Why is it called suicidal bag? Or who said this as suicidal bag? I will be explaining when I will be completely explaining you lysosome in detail. Just know lysosome is called suicidal bag. One, two more names are there which I will be giving you. Okay, and yeah, nucleus, I have already said about nucleus. I have explained nucleus, still you can just know about that nucleus is called the brain of the cell. Nucleus is called the brain of the cell. What is it called? It is called the brain of the cell. Brain of the cell. Don't worry, these are just the normal terms I have given, the powerhouse, suicidal bag. See, I don't know whether in your book details are there or not, because maybe if I give you 1 2 point more, it's not a problem, isn't it? You can just know about these. Okay, just for the present being, just remember that about these are the structures which we will be studying about in the video. Okay, so let's start. Understand this? Okay. So let's now start with cell wall. Okay. Let's now start with cell wall. Now, can anybody say cell wall is present in animal cell or plant cell, or it is present in both cell? Yes, I have explained it in very nicely. So I expect the correct answer. Because in a video, I think in part 2 I have completely shouted about it. So I expect the correct answer from you people. So yeah, so we will be talking about cell wall. Okay, so we will be talking about cell wall. Understand? Cell wall. How you make points and how you write in your board exam is like if they are asking you to write about cell wall, you will write point 1. Write point wise, no, not paragraph. Paragraph is not needed. Okay, if you write paragraph, then underline the main points. This is how you write in board to get a good marks in biology. Okay. Okay, so cell wall. Cell wall you have to firstly write it is present only in plant cell and not in animal cell. So only present in plant cell. Understand it very nicely, and not in animal cell. Okay, not in animal cell. Understand? Now, suppose this is a question. This is the answer that you have written. Now, if you mark this that present in plant cell, if you mark this, then what? The teacher who is checking your copy will understand that you are a good student because you have marked the important point. The whole point is important. But the main thing that is focusing here, if you mark it just by a single pencil, don't use pen, just write the answer with a pencil and a proper scale, just one line. It won't just take 1-2 seconds to do it. So, but this is the impression that you give on the teachers, and you understand. So, this is how you should write the answer. So, I've just explained to you. Okay, you will see when I write points, I generally mark the important points. Why? Because these are the things which we remember. When I also studied, these are the main things which we remember. Rest we can make sentences, and if we know English little bit, so we can make the sentence. But if you mark the important points, that only we remember. Okay. So yeah. So it is made up of plant cell. Second point is made up of cellulose. Made up of cellulose. Cellulose is basically complex substance. What is it? Complex. This is a complex substance. Okay. This is a complex substance. Cellulose you can mark here. Okay. This cellulose only it gives the shape. Cell wall protects the cell. Okay, so this protect is also important. It protects the cell because this is very hard. So if any external attack is happening to the cell wall, then this can protect the cell because so this is a function. This is protect. One thing it helps in plasmolysis. It helps in plasmolysis. Understand? It helps in plasmolysis. Now, what is plasmolysis? I will be explaining you when we will be talking about this cell organelles and all. Not the cell organelles. We will be talking about in the osmosis and all. I will explain you. Just for this, understand cell wall present in plant cell and not in animal cell. It is made up of cellulose, which is a complex substance. Okay, and cell wall will protect the cell. Okay, because the cellulose is very hard substance. Understand? This cellulose itself is very hard substance, so it protects the cell from any danger. Understand? And next, we can say it helps in plasmolysis. So these are the few points which you need to know about cell wall. Understand? 4 points very important. Cellulose key points. Remember, cellulose plasmolysis protects present plants. That's how you remember because you have to do so many subjects, right? You have to do so many subjects. It's not possible for you to remember sentence wise. But if you remember the keyword or when you make note, if you write these keyword in different different color pen, then it will be helpful for you. Then you will be remembering these. Next, we will talk about cell membrane. Okay, cell membrane we all know it is present in both animal and plant cell. Okay, in plant cell it is present, cell wall is there, and inside the cell wall you will get the cell membrane in plant cell. Understand? Inside the cell wall you will get the cell membrane in the plant cell. Point 2 we have to remember is that cell membrane helps in it helps in diffusion. What is diffusion? I will explain you, don't worry. Osmosis, I explain you this. These are all in a single chapter. Osmosis and reverse osmosis. Reverse osmosis. If any of you know this answer, you can write this definition in the comment section. Diffusion means what? Just giving you one thing. Diffusion is the movement of the molecules from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. Osmosis means from a higher density to from lower density to higher density. Understand? So this is what you have to understand. Next thing that I will talk about cell membrane is that it gives the shape of the cell. It gives, this is important, it gives shape to the cell. Shape to the cell. Okay, it gives shape to the cell. I don't think anything more to know about this. So here are the important points, that it will give shape. Cell wall will protect the cell. Here it will give shape to the cell. It helps in diffusion, osmosis, reverse osmosis, and it is present. You can mark both. Okay, so this is how you should study. This is the way you should study. Understand? Each point 1 marks or 0.5 marks, or however way they are asking. This is how it should be. So understand this cell membrane, cell wall, and see, I'm not explaining much of this because I have already explained all these. Okay. Still, when I'm writing the cell organelles, I think I should mention, that is the reason why I have mentioned this. Understand? Next, we will talk about. We can talk about the next organelle, that is mitochondria. Mitochondria. What is mitochondria called? Can anybody say? I have already said this. Mitochondria. Mitochondria is said to be as the powerhouse of the cell. Mitochondria, in the bracket, write powerhouse. Powerhouse of, write so many times that it automatically goes inside your head. Okay. So it is called what? It is called the powerhouse of the cell. Clear. Next we have to talk about, yeah. Now this mitochondria was discovered by somebody, and the term mitochondria was coined by somebody. So you have to know both. Understand? You have to know both. Yeah. So mitochondria was discovered by Albert van Polyker. So discovered by Albert van Calicut. Okay. But the term mitochondria was term coined by. So, okay, it was discovered by this, but the term was coined by somebody else. So the term was coined by Carl Bender. Carl Bender. Here, Carl Bender. So it is, the term was coined by Carl Bender, and it was discovered by Albert van Canicker. Understand? Next, here understand mitochondria has got two layers. How is mitochondria? I have already said to you about this, but still I am just drawing one shape for you. It is like this. This is mitochondria. This is how mitochondria looks like. Yeah. This is the mitochondria. This is what? This is the mitochondria. Yeah, it's called mitochondria. Why it is called the powerhouse of the cell? Because it gives ATP. It releases ATP in the form of energy, which is, that is why it is called powerhouse of the cell. Also, it has got two membrane. Okay, it has got two membrane. What? Outer membrane. Two membranes are there. What are two membrane? One is the outer, and another is the inner membrane. Understand? One is the outer membrane, another is inner membrane. These two membranes are made up of phospholipid. Okay, phospholipid bilayer. Bilayer, why? Because two layers are there, so bilayer. So phospholipid bilayer. Underline this, phospholipid bilayer. Understand this? So these are the 3 points you just remember about mitochondria. That is, mitochondria is called the powerhouse of the cell. The term mitochondria was coined by, means the term mitochondria was given by Carl Bender. Okay, and it was discovered by Albert van Calicut. And here it is made up of two membranes are there, which is made up of phospholipid bilayer. Understand why bilayer? Because I said two membranes are there, that is why it is called phospholipid bilayer. Understand this? If you want to know more, you can definitely know. But just remember, mitochondria means it will release ATP. Okay, mitochondria means what? Mitochondria means it will release ATP, and that is why what are ATP? ATP is adenosine triphosphate. In the next chapter, I think you have, not in the next chapter, in genetics you will. Yeah, ATP. Next to next chapter, ATP is adenosine triphosphate. ATP is released as in the form of energy. Understand? It is released in the form of energy. So what we so just remember, that is why with the term mitochondria we are adding the powerhouse of the cell. Understand? That is why we are adding the powerhouse of the cell. So see, basic points you need to remember. If you study in the form of point wise, it becomes easier for you to remember. That is why I try to give as much as possible in the form of points. Understand? Next we will talk about next. Okay, so next is endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, short form ER. Understand? So talking about endoplasmic reticulum. So as I already said that endoplasmic reticulum, the term was coined by term coined by Peter, P-E-T-E-R, Peter. What is that? Term was coined by, not, sorry, not Peter, Potter, P-O-R-T-E-R, P-O-R-T-E-R. But discovered by two person. Potter is one, discovered by two person. Potter has given the term as well as Potter has discovered. But with Potter we have one more person. So discovered by Potter and Thomson. Okay, so discovered by Potter and Thomson. The term is given by this. Now, one more thing is, what is the function of ER? You have seen that this is the nucleus. Okay, with the nucleus itself, the ER is attached like this way. Okay, ER is attached like this way. Here you will see not like this way. Wait, like this, not this, not this. This like this way. Like this way they are attached. Okay. Here you will see if they are dot 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 like this means what? This means they are rough ER. Rough ER. And this means what? This is smooth ER. How can I say this is rough ER? Because it is, why it is rough? Why this is smooth? Because no protein is here. That is why we can see the smooth here. So two types are there. I'm writing this. Two types are there. What are the two types? One is RER, another is SER. Okay, what is RER and what is SER? Let me write. Please write with me. Okay, very important. Rough endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, and this is smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Understand why rough and why smooth? Understand, smooth endoplasmic reticulum we are calling this because here you will not get any protein. There is no protein attached here. Okay, there is no protein attached, so it is called smooth here. And why rough here? Because here protein is manufacturing. Proteins are attached to this. What are attached? Protein are attached to this. That is why they are called protein manufacturing ribosomes. What rough here means? What they are? Protein manufacturing ribosomes. And why smooth? Because you see nothing is attached, no protein is attached. That is why it is called smooth. Why smooth? Because no protein is there. Why rough? Because protein is being manufactured here. But when they are asking you what is the basic function of ER, the basic function of ER, if you get to know, it is the transporting system. It is the transportation system. It acts as transportation system. What it is acting as a transportation system. What is transportation system? Suppose you have to go from one place to another. Okay, that is what is why we take transport. So same way, transporting system means what? What is transporting system? Means it will help in protein folding. What is protein folding? You don't need to know at your level. It is not necessary. If you study higher studies, or if you go for higher studies in the field of biotech, then it is important. Otherwise, it is not important. Just remember protein folding. It is easy, nothing difficult. You can remember protein folding, and also it helps in intracellular as well as extracellular activities. Okay, intracellular and extracellular. Intracellular and extracellular. Clear? Understand? Few. This is important here. What is rough? What is smooth? Why rough? Why smooth? Smooth because no protein is attached. You can see no protein is attached here. That is why smooth. Rough means why? Because we can see all these proteins are attached here because they are doing protein folding. Understand? And also transportation system means what? It is helpful to transfer intracellular, extracellular activities take place here. Okay. So that is why it is in. One more thing you have to remember here. Here talk about smooth here and rough here. Here we also have got cytoplasmic protein, cytoplasmic reticulum, which is not in your syllabus, but write because as you are knowing it, you can just write this. What is the work of sarcoplasmic reticulum? Just writing here, sarcoplasmic reticulum. Sarcoplasmic reticulum. Here the work is to store calcium. Store calcium. Just remember this much, okay? Sarcoplasmic reticulum is to store calcium. Not so important because not there in your book. This is just extra information. Sarcoplasmic, so no need to just remember sarcoplasmic reticulum. Store calcium. Sarcoplasmic reticulum is to store it stores calcium. Understand? The next we will talk about is Golgi bodies. The next is Golgi bodies. Clear? So the next we will talk about is Golgi bodies. Okay, Golgi bodies is the next word. What do you know about Golgi bodies? You can write in the comment. Okay, if you know anything extra, you can write. Other people can also see about it. Understand? So we will talk about Golgi body. What we will talk about? We will talk about Golgi body. We will then talk about ribosome and then finally about lysosome. Golgi bodies. Okay. Understand Golgi bodies. So what we will talk about? We will talk about Golgi bodies. Clear? Okay, so Golgi body is called the post office of the cell. What is it called? It is called the post office of the cell. Just like this, it is called post office of the cell. It is called post office of the cell. Why? Because we have studied about endoplasmic reticulum. Just remember that in the endoplasmic reticulum, all those proteins that are produced in the endoplasmic reticulum, here the Golgi body will do what? They will transport, because in the endoplasmic reticulum I said what proteins are produced. All those proteins that are produced in the endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi body will act as a post office. What is the function of a post office? The function of a post office is that you are giving something, they will be giving that, you are providing some information in the form of a letter, and that they are providing to the different persons that or the person name we have it. So it's basically like you are giving it to somebody and they are providing it to somebody. Understand? So same way the endoplasmic, the protein that is made by the endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi bodies will be transferring that proteins. Understand? So it is called a lipid transport and okay, what is it called? It is called lipid transport and lysosome function. So it is called lipid transport and what is it called? Lipid transport and lysosome function. Okay, understand why it is called the post office of the cell? You understand this, no? So it is called lipid transport. Now next you have to remember that it is the protein that is received from the ER and further it is processed and is given to all the required proportions, or you can say required destination. So protein, just remember this, protein produced in the ER is transferred to the destination by Golgi bodies. So that is why it is called the post office of the cell. Understand any more point that is required? No, just remember this, that post office of the cell, lipid transport and lysosome function, and the protein that is why we are talking about that sequence only. Mitochondria is giving ER and the mitochondria is giving ATP in the form of energy. Next is it is the ER. Endoplasmic reticulum is doing what? Endoplasmic reticulum is helping in the manufacture of protein. That protein Golgi body will give to the required position or required destination. Understand? So understand, no, it's all linked up things. So if you understand or if you remember it that way, it will be helpful. Next we will understand about ribosomes. Next we will talk about ribosomes. Okay. Next we will be talking about the ribosomes. Okay, so as it is already 26 minutes video, so I have written it for you people so that I can explain it. So it's better to explain it. So you can take a screenshot first. Okay, now see ribosome. Ribosome is also known as palladic granule. Okay, it is also known as palladic granule. And remember, ribosome is made up of rRNA and protein. rRNA is called ribosome RNA. We will be talking about three types of RNA later. Okay, but presently remember rRNA. Okay, so if they are asking you ribosome is made up of two things. One is rRNA, another is protein. Understand? So this point is clear. It is made up of rRNA and protein. Ribosome is also called palladic granule. I don't know if it is not mentioned in your book, but please know that it is made up of palladic granules. Understand? And it is made up, it is also known as, if the question comes, what is palladic, which organelle is known as a palladic granule, then mention ribosome. Okay, and it is made up of rRNA and protein. And none of you have asked which is the smallest cell organelle. There are so many organelles of a cell. The smallest cell organelle is the ribosome. So the ribosome is the smallest cell organelle. Understand? The smallest cell organelle is the ribosome, and also it is known as the engines of the cell. What do you understand by the engine? In a car you have engine, in a bus you have engine, everywhere you have got engine. Why? They are called engines of the cell as they are made up of cell protein which carry out cell function. Okay, so why ribosome is called the engines of a cell? You can write here, engines of a cell. Engines of a cell. Now, why it is called the engines of a cell? You understand? It is called the engines of a cell. Why? Because it is made up of cell protein which will carry out the cell function. Understand? Understand this thing? So this is the few points which you need to understand. So ribosome, when the word ribosome comes to your mind, first made up of rRNA and protein. Also it is called the engines of a cell. Why? Because it carry out the cell functions. Because the cell proteins are there which will carry out the cell function. First point, made up of rRNA protein. Second is called the engines of the cell. And third point, it is also known as the palladic granule. See, I don't know whether it's there in your syllabus, but remember, it's not a bad thing to remember. To study less is bad. To study more is good. Understand? Next. Next, we will talk about lysosome. I said lysosome is called the suicidal bag. Okay, and also known as the atom bomb of the cell. Why they are called suicidal bag? Understand this. This is called Dev Grobo have said given the term suicidal bag. If the question comes, who have given the term? You can say D. No. Why it is called suicidal bag? Understand it is called suicidal bag because if suppose any destruction happens in the lysosome, this lysosome will release enzyme and thus it will kill its own cell. That is why, understand, if you are killing your own cell, what is suicide? Suicide means you are killing your own cell. So, if any destruction happens in the lysosome, then lysosome will release enzyme and that enzyme will kill its own cell. That is why it is called cell. And remember, when you have written the difference between animal cell and plant cell, please mention this fact that this is not present in plant cell. I have also forgotten to say this to you. Just remember, it is not present in plant cell. Lysosome is not present in plants and it is present only all our other organelles that we have studied is present in both animals and plants. But specifically I have mentioned this, that means what? It is not present in plants, it is present only in the animals. And also it is called disposal system or the garbage collector. So you have understand that lysosome is called by various names. Okay, I'm writing the names in one place for you people. It will be helpful. So lysosome is called by three names. One, suicidal valve. Okay. Second, atom bomb of cell. Okay. And third is disposal system. Please write this disposal system of cell or garbage, you can say, or garbage. Okay, so disposal garbage one, atom bomb, and third is the suicidal bag. So by this, we please take a screenshot. Very important part. Please take a screenshot. It will be helpful for you people. Okay, so this is very important to know all the cell organelles, and by this we end the chapter cell. This is the fifth part and the final part of the chapter cell. Next day we will be starting with cell division. Let's see how many parts we take, and see, taking part is not there. We can complete it in a single video. I can just give you what is ribosome, engines of the cell. Okay, what is this lysosome? Atom bomb. Everything is see, completing is not the main aim. Completing in a proper way is the main aim, which I feel. You can feel different. So thus the chapter cell is completed, and by this I end the video. And I wish you all understand this chapter, and if you don't understand, we can have another time a quick revision afterwards, after we, like, before your exams or any time else. So thank you. Please do like all the parts of the chapter cell. Share it with your friends who actually need this help, and if you need any correction in the video, I know the sound quality, I'm trying to work on it. Otherwise, the visibility, my way of teaching, anything, you can write it in the comment section. I will be happy to make changes for you people. So thus I end this video, expecting you people have learned something, and you can write something in your answer sheets. So thank you so much, and we will again meet in the next chapter, next video, starting with the next chapter, a fresh and a new chapter. Thank you so much.